October is an amazing month for the southern garden, and I'll tell you the reason why. Besides springtime, when we all get in a frenzy to plant that garden, October is the next best month out of the year because it's ideal for our fall gardening time. And the reason why is the temperatures are just perfect. We're rotating anywhere from 75 degrees to 85 degrees a day during the daytime, which is perfect for just about any plant. And plus our length of day in the day, our length of day in the daytime is perfect for seed germination. There's something about this amount of time in a day that spurs Mother Nature, says, man, it's time for you to explode. And all of our cool season crops just explode. Germination is so much better. You'll notice in your grass and your lawn, most of your winter weeds germinate and come up in the month of October. Therefore, it tells us it's a perfect time for us to plant our fall or our winter garden crops. So I'm gonna go over today some varieties, and I'm gonna give you specific varieties in case you don't know or you don't want to do a lot of homework on what you can plant in the month of October to get a wonderful harvest, grow a great crop. And we're going to start off with cover crops. Now the reality is October is a perfect month to plant any of your cool season cover crops. But I'm going to give you one today that you can plant that you will be blown away with. It's one of my favorites. It's what we call a cocktail. We take two different ones and we mix them together that has benefits on both sides. And that, my friend, is black oats and hairy vetch. Black oats is what we call a monocot. It's more like grass. Grows up, it's going to give that hairy vetch, which is a legume, a vine, a structure to grow up on, and we get the best of both worlds. We get nitrogen fixation off our hairy vetch. It's a broadleaf, and we get a structure off of that monocot, that black oats is going to grow up and give that to grow on. So we get the best of both worlds there. Now here's the rate you need to use for this particular cocktail. What we're going to do is we're going to bust the rate in half. So on our black oats, the normal seeding rate is 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. We're going to cut that in half because we're using two different ones, and we're going to use 1 pound per 1,000 square feet. And on our hairy vetch, the same thing. Our normal seed rate is 1 pound per 1,000 square feet. We're going to cut that in half to a half a pound per 1,000 square feet. So we've got a 1,000 square foot plot. We're going to put 1 pound of black oats and we're going to put a half a pound of hairy vetch. We're going to mix them together. We're going to spread them out, cover them, or get them rolled in or worked into the ground a little bit. And that is a perfect cover crop if you've never planted one or you don't know what to plant. All right, so let's get started on those fall vegetables. First one is Detroit dark red beets. If you've never grown beets before, October is a perfect time to plant them so we can have a harvest going on into late fall, early winter, and we can enjoy these things. I love eating homegrown beets. I don't care nothing for them out of the grocery store, but I love them when I gather them out of the garden and eat them. Detroit dark red beet is an heirloom variety. It's been around for a long time. It's one of my favorite ones. The wonderful thing about it is it's 55 days maturity, so it's fairly quick. It's going to grow out for you. We have it in regular seeds and we have it in seed tape. Now, if you've never grown beets before, if you're growing in raised beds, you need to look at this seed tape. This seed tape works wonderful because those seeds are impregnated in that tape, and we're going to show in a minute how we plant those. Actually has fertilizer in that tape as well. It's easy to plant. We don't have to worry about our spacing getting off. It's just easy peasy. All right, carrots. Probably one of the things most people have never grown before and they may have had trouble with is carrots. We love growing carrots in the fall, overwinter them, have them all winter long. The variety that I think you should grow if you're a beginner gardener, you've never grown carrots before, is the Rainbow Blend in our seed tape. There again, it's got the fertilizer in it as well. Now carrots can be a little bit hard because the seeds are so small, it's hard to get your spacing right, and therefore that seed tape takes care of that. So Rainbow Blend, for you beginners out there that's never grown carrots before, has those different colored carrots in there. I grew it last fall. It did absolutely wonderful for me. Now, if you're looking for a carrot seed, just a carrot seed, Orange Blaze is probably the one I would recommend there. This is a standard good hybrid carrot, around 70 days to maturity, has good uniformity. It grows off extremely well, and as the name implies, it's a good orange variety carrot. So if you're going to seed those in yourself, if you grow in a bigger plot or whatever, I think Orange Blaze would fit the bill for you. Here's another one that's not planted a lot, Kohlrabi. We love Kohlrabi. We have Kohlrabi in this seed tape this year. The variety is the giant white Kohlrabi. There again, spacing's perfect for you there. If you've never grown Kohlrabi, plant it in the seed tape in the raised beds. Plant you a little bit, maybe one raised bed. Make sure that you're going to like it. I think you'll be amazed. Now, normally we do Kohlrabi as transplants or direct seed. If you're going to direct seed, I would highly recommend using the seed tape. If you're going to grow them out for transplants, we have other varieties such as Conan, and Quicksilver which is great. Those varieties there work great if you're gonna grow them from seed and transplant out. But first time growing it or growing in raised beds, you want to direct seed, get it in the ground and move on, go with the giant variety in the seed tape. All right, what about a mustard? We have this Asian type mustard called Komatsu that comes in the seed tape as well. There again, folks, the fertilizer's in the seed tape there. Now this is a good, quick growing Asian type variety that you can grow a 4x8 bed of and have plenty of it. Spacing's perfect. We're going to direct seed it in that seed tape into the ground there. This thing's going to grow off quick. It's a good mustard variety to grow for stir frying or whatever. Another thing you may want to plant this fall, and October is the perfect time for that, is purple top turnip. Now we have these purple top turnips, which is an old variety. It's a standard turnip type. We have it in seed tape, and we also have it in bulk seeds. For you guys that want to plant a lot of it out there, buy the bulk seeds, direct seed it in your garden. For you guys that's just growing a smaller garden or growing it for the first time, definitely go with the seed tape. It's going to make it a lot easier. Purple top turnips is one of those things we can eat the tops of, and we can eat the roots also. Fairly fast maturing. Purple top turnips is a staple for the southern community. Well, what about a bunching onion? You know I'm talking about those little small onions about the size of a pencil that we can grow in raised beds and enjoy. We got one called white Lisbon onion, which is that bunching onion, and it comes in that seed tape that we can grow in the raised beds. It's easy to grow. And again, folks, it's got the fertilizer in with the seed tape there. So that is a great one to grow there. You can have plenty of these onions. This variety is heat and cold tolerant, 60 to 100 days to maturity. We got a long window of harvest time there. So if you got a raised bed that you want to grow some bunching onions in, that white Lisbon and that seed tape is the way to go. And we got a fast one for you here, a baby greens mix. It's in a seed tape with fertilizer. Put it out there. You can plant this in a raised bed or in the ground there. 15 foot of it comes in a pack here, and in 30 days you can be harvesting these baby greens. Here's another quick one you can grow off, which is French breakfast radish, an old radish variety we've been growing for a long time. We have those in the seed tape as well, so if you got an extra raised bed and you want to grow some radishes, from the time that you plant this to the time of harvest, we're talking about 25 days, a quick one. So you can plant this, flip it over, plant something else in it later. All right, so let's switch it up a little bit and let's talk about sugar snap peas and English peas. October is the time for us southern gardeners to plant those because we want to get that plant up, hardened off a little bit before we start having some cold weather. If we plant in October, we got a good 30, 40, maybe even 50 days to get that plant up, hardened off, so when we do get that cold weather, that plant can withstand. Little Marvel, that's a variety been around for a long time. If you're looking for your standard good English pea variety, Little Marvel fits the bill there, around 60 days to maturity. And we got Sugar Prince pea, which is one of my favorite ones. Now, Sugar Prince is a hybrid variety. It's got good disease resistance. This is one of those that's dual purpose. We can grow them off and we can harvest them as immature as snow peas, or we can let them mature out on the vine as English peas, or some people call them sweet peas. So that's a great variety there. It's got good disease resistance. It's going to perform well for you, and a dual purpose variety. Here's one for you, Magnolia Blossom Pea. This is a sugar snap pea here. Boy, this is a nice one. Now it's going to need a trellis because it gets a little viney on you, but this thing has a beautiful bloom to it that a lot of people like to harvest the blooms and use them for accents. The blooms are actually edible as well, but this is the most beautiful sugar snap pea I've ever seen. You do need to trellis it. It is a great variety here. So if you want a sugar snap pea, just a sugar snap, that Magnolia is the way to go. So if you like spinach, October is a perfect month to plant spinach. I like to direct seed my spinach. If you got a 4x8 bed or you got a little plot, you can grow a lot of spinach in a small area. The variety I like to grow is called an Imperial Star. Now this is a larger leaf type spinach here that works great for stir fry. This thing matures out in 35 days. From the time you plant it, you can be harvesting in 35 days. So you got plenty of time to flip that bed over, maybe plant some more spinach or plant something else. But for you guys that love that spinach, this Imperial Star is a great one, and it is a hybrid. And here's one of the quickest ones we got, Savanah Mustard. Now Savanah Mustard is kind of a mix between a spinach and a mustard. It doesn't have that real spicy flavor of a mustard. It has the smooth silkiness of that spinach, and you pair it with that mustard and you got a great tasting green, Savanah Mustard. Now this one's quick. We're talking 20, 25 days from the time we direct seed it, time we harvest it. Works wonderful as a stir fry. It's one of my favorite mustards out there. All right, so the ones I mentioned today that's in the seed tape, I want to show you how we plant them real quick here. This is the way they come, is in this little Mylar bag right here. There is 15 feet of tape in each pack. Now, if you're raised bed gardening, I don't think you should be using anything but seed tape. This right here just makes it easy. And we're the only company out there that has fertilizer in our seed tape. Let's see if we can get a close-up here and kind of show you just how this is. Now, this particular one right here is called French breakfast radish. And you see there, those little indentions in the seed tape there, they seed in there and fertilizer in there, and it's put out in there to the perfect spacing. Now, when the seed tapes comes, they're joined together. So there's, you can see there, you can kind of tear it apart there, and there's two different seed tapes there. Now, with some things like onions, I will leave it together and plant it just like that because I can get 2 rows real quick. But most of them I'll separate out and I'll get me a little spacing in between them. The onion's really the only one that I do like that. Although you could probably do the baby greens and you could probably get by doing the mustard that way. Now, the fertilizer in here is a slow release fertilizer. Here's the strategy I think you should use. I would incorporate into my soil, my bed, before planting with complete organic fertilizer, which is also an organic slow release fertilizer. If you do that with the fertilizer that's in the seed tape, I think that's enough to be sufficient to make a good crop. Now, as far as beds goes, most raised beds are 4 foot wide. You can do this a couple different ways, whatever suits you. With most of these crops that are in the seed tapes, we can do more intensive planting. We could get 3 to 4 rows per bed there, or you can just do 2. This particular bed is set up with irrigation for just 2 rows. All right, so what I do is just take your trowel, or you can just take your hand, whatever, make you a little indention all the way down. This is just how easy this is. You see there? And we're going to come back and we're going to start with our seed tape. You just take it out and we just want to lightly cover this up, just like that right there. And we're going to work our way down and just cover it up a little bit. It's important to have real good soils when we're growing things like carrots, but most of the time in our raised beds, we're able to amend a lot of compost and we have really good soils in our raised beds. And that's what makes these crops pop so quick and grow off to make such nice harvests. What I love about it is it doesn't take any kind of specialized equipment. Anybody can plant a good garden using seed tape and be successful. If it twists up on you a little bit, it's okay. I don't particularly like that. I get to the end, I got a little bit left over, I'm just going to pinch it off. And just like that, folks, I have planted a row. So remember, my southern gardener friends, October's the month to shine, to get out there and plant just about any fall crop that there are, with the exceptions of short day onions. We're going to plant our short day bubbling onions next month in November, but October is to plant just about everything else so that we can have a good food supply going into late fall and early winter. If you've never used seed tape before, you got to try it. It's a wonderful way, easy way to you to plant and have a good harvest.